Hi guys, welcome to yet another lovely episode of the Clearview podcast. I'm your presenter, Mr. Chandra Kaputula, aka International Manager. And this episode was brought to you by Laminate Media. Okay, last week I spoke of the 5 hidden costs in construction. I think I even added one, so 6 hidden costs in construction. Yeah, I know people thought maybe I went off topic, off key, but on this channel, I assume that upcoming artists will one day grow and they'll gain substantial income from streaming platforms, music performances, selling of merchandise. There are different avenues that a musician can earn income from. So I assume that they've earned substantial amounts and then they decide to build their dream house or their dream music studio. Because it can be a hustle and bustle, like you have an idea and all the time you have to go to the studio. So maybe you go like, let me build my own home studio. So you build your house and the studio there. So I assume that an upcoming artist is building. By the way, these points can also be applied to anyone building. It could be a house, it could be an apartment, it could be anyone. So it's the same, construction is the same. Whether you're building a music studio, apartment, it's the same. Yes. So now we assume that upcoming musician X has built up to roof level and now they don't know what to do. There are 2 things involved. It's either you're going to continue building and upgrading your house. Remember, roof level does not mean you're finished. You have to put fixtures and fittings, things like tiles, painting the walls, windows, electricity, water, that's plumbing. So those costs are actually high. Like roof level, yeah, I said it's 70% of building. But there are other things that you have to put in place before you move into a house. Sometimes maybe you found a plot in the outskirts of the town, so you can't really shift in after you've reached roof level. So the best you can do is engage a caretaker. So stick around to the end of this video. I will explain why a caretaker is very important in construction and how you should handle a caretaker. Okay, so we assume artist X has reached up to roof level and then they live in Lusaka and then their plot is far from the town and they can't just move in there. You know, money is frugal. By that I mean no one knows what comes tomorrow. Like you might have money today but tomorrow you might not have it, or you might have the money but something comes up and you divert the funds. A good example is your young sister passes and she goes to Unza and you're the breadwinner. Of course, you know you want to do the plumbing and the wiring of the house, but your sister has passed just to go to Unza and it's urgent, so you divert the funds to your sister's education. So your project is on hold. So the thing you need to do now is, because you know you're not moving in anytime soon and fixtures and fittings are also quite expensive. You can't finish them there and then. So you need the caretaker to take care of your house as you are finishing your house gradually. And construction is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You build as you go. It's a day at a time. Yeah. So you need to engage a caretaker to take care of your property as you are raising funds and improving your house. Okay, it sounds simple, like no, once I do the roofing, I'll finish quickly. Fixtures and fittings also constitute another huge percentage of construction. Like, if anything, when you just reach roof level, it's just the beginning of your construction. There's a lot that's involved. Just putting up a ceiling board is very expensive. Like a ceiling board for a simple 3-bedroom house would cost you about 50,000 kwacha. That's if they're skimming. Maybe if you're putting the ordinary PVC, maybe it could be 30,000 kwacha, 40, but it's expensive. Just putting the ceiling, and putting the ceiling is not the complete fixtures and fittings. There's wiring, there's plumbing, buying the things in the house like the toilet seats, the bathtubs, putting towels, painting. There's a lot involved. Sometimes it takes a long time for the power utility company ZESCO just to connect you to the national grid. And now there's load shedding. Maybe you need an inverter, a solar panel. Remember, this house is for an upcoming artist and he wants to have a studio there. So you need electricity and running water. So now, having a caretaker buys you time to put your resources in order and to do things a step at a time. Remember, building is not a punishment. You don't have to stop eating, having fun, because you're building. Like, you have to have a balance in life. So a caretaker buys you time to do things at a slow pace and at a slow rate. Remember, easy does it, pole pole, as Pompey says. You can't finish. Rome wasn't built in one day. Okay, so you need a caretaker. So once you get a caretaker, you need to scrutinize them fully. One, does this man have a family or not? The answer to this problem is it's better you find the caretaker who's got a family, a wife and kids. They are guaranteed that they'll take care of your house. But if you find someone who's single, what if he's going to drink, he's going to have fun and stuff, then who remains at home? Anything can happen. And you need to find a caretaker who's trustworthy, because if you find someone who's not trustworthy, you buy material, maybe you buy cement, you buy rhinolite for the ceiling, you find when you're not around, he'll sell it and he'll say thieves came in. And you can't disagree because you can't argue because you're not around. So you need someone who's trustworthy and someone who's got a family. So if someone has a family, they've got a wife and kids, they will have your back and they won't really mess up. The chances of them messing up are slim and far between because their family depends on them. So you have to ensure at least he's married with kids so that there's that stability and grounding. Because when a man has a family, they don't do some certain things. And the woman will control him, say, no, don't do this and that. So at least there's a bit of order there. You need some order, even if it's not fully finished. Yeah. And you need to put a contract in place. I've seen situations whereby you call a caretaker in, or someone calls a caretaker in, and then when you're ready to move in, the caretaker refuses to move out. Refuses to move out. Why? Because they assume it's their property. Remember, building is a marathon, so it takes time. It could even take you 5 years to finish up the finishes, or even 10 years. So you find maybe someone has taken care of your property for 5 years, and then you just come, I want to move in. Of course, by law, it's your property, but the caretaker has that entitlement. So before you do anything, you have to make sure you prepare a contract. You tell them to say, this contract is, for example, for 1 year, and I'll be giving you 500 kwacha a month. Make sure you put the amount of money there. By you paying him, you make it clear that you're paying them for a service. They are working for you. It's not their property. You make it clear to them that it's a job they're doing. And you're not doing a favor, but it's a job. So usually it's good to do a year contract. So you keep on renewing it every year. And you put a clause in the contract to say, in the event that the project finishes first and you want to move in, you give them a notice of at least 1 month or 2 months to find where to go so that they leave. That way you won't have those problems of being taken to court. We've heard stories that the caretaker takes one of the house to court because they stayed there for a long time. They feel that it's their property. So that contract is legally binding, and it clearly states the relationship of you, the owner, and the caretaker. So caretakers are very important, but you have to tread carefully. And you also make sure to say, this is a part-time job. They're just taking care of your house, but they should find other streams of income. Don't let them depend only on that money you're giving them to take care of your house. Because if they're depending on that money only, they're human. Maybe they might start stealing material to survive. So make it clear that this is just part of their income. They need to find other jobs to do as they're taking care of your house. Okay, so now that the contract is signed, the caretaker is in, you can buy your material at your own pace. Maybe you can do your wiring in months. You can save the money for wiring maybe in months. Income in music is not predictable. You can't say, no, this month I'll get this money. Sometimes you don't have shows. For example, when we lost our former president, ECL, people were not performing. There were no live shows. So people found themselves in situations whereby they are not making income, so there's no money coming in. Again, there are times when there's money, there's the trade fair, money starts coming in. So you save your money. So maybe you save for a period of 6 months, and then you have enough money to do the wiring. You do the wiring again, another 4 months, 6 months, you save your money, you put your CD. Just like that. So those 6 months, 7 months, you put them together, it becomes years. So you have a caretaker taking care of things for you as you're hustling and grinding. And the project is safe. Okay, so you ensure that everything is put in written. And just because you've put a caretaker on your property, don't go for good. Always do site visits. Always visit your property and ensure everything is okay. See what's happening. Like, Be observant. Don't really put all your trust in your caretaker. Always go there frequently. Could be once every month, maybe even twice. Always go there, because the moment you stop going there, the caretaker becomes too comfortable. They become too complacent, because they assume you're not around. So they should sense that it's not their property. They should know that it's your property. So caretakers are very important. They buy us time. Imagine you just leave your house at roof level. People do steal. They can remove those roofing sheets and sell somewhere else. They can remove those timber you put, they can remove it and start selling it. So that's back to square one, meaning you need to redo the roof. So having a caretaker cuts costs of theft and vandalism of property. So if you have a good caretaker, you have a contract in place, and you're giving them their due for keeping your house for a month, yeah, well and good. At least it buys you time to save money and take your time. Mind you, construction is not a quick project, like boom, you're done. No, you have to take your time. So that's the importance of having a caretaker, guys. If you stayed till the end of the video, meaning it's useful and you've taken some points from it, don't forget to subscribe and share this video to someone else that is willing, that is into construction, to know that caretakers are important. Till the next one, guys, take care.